Hello, welcome back to Auto Pop Culture. Today we're going over Diplo's album called Diplo Presents Thomas Wesley, Chapter 1, Snake Oil. So, I know this hat, I try to get like a theme to go on with this review, so I had this, like, try to find all the cowboy hats I had in my closet, but I came up to this one because this one's the only one that fit, but it was either this one or this America one, which I think is a little not really appropriate for this time and not in this economy. But so you're gonna have to deal with this one, the one that barely fits in my head. So back to the album. So I really was surprised. I was expecting a little more. I was expecting a lot more kind of like heart-wrenching, pulling type of songs, like Heartless, one of the singles that was coming from this album, featuring Morgan Wallen. So I thought it was going to be that direction. I was like, okay, it's going to be a lot of like heart-wrenching, like country ballads in a way, with a mix between Diplo's kind of remixes it, I guess. But he went full in with the country, like western-ish direction. I'm not really I do love country, but I'm not as knowledgeable as with country with every of the subcultures that it has. So I'm doing my best with this whole album because I know I can feel there's a lot of influences from each song that was coming from different sides of country, as well just the atmospheric sonic direction or sonically directioned part of it. So yeah, so anyway, I really did like this album. I thought that it had some great, it was very, I felt like it was kind of short for a Diplo album. Diplo pretty good, gives you a lot of surprises in a lot of his songs that you don't know what's going to happen. You just think it's going to go one way, it ends up going another way, or he just takes you on a complete ride. And I think he did that with his full album, but I always thought he usually does it with one song at a time, has a different type of sound. But this whole album in one is great. I think that he really let go of the EDM direction and kind of gave you more straight up country mixed with his own type of like stank of course. So first off, I love that he started off the album with Orville Peck. I literally have been sitting here for a year now, about a year, just sitting here wondering why Orville Peck is not being used enough. There's so many country direction that people are trying to go, or was trying to go, that he could just fit in so many positions. He can literally I would not put it past him if Quentin Tarantino or any of those people would love to have him in their Western movies. I think he would kill it just from his fucking look. And I think I have a faith that he's a good actor. I don't really know if he's acted in his life, but I have a faith in it. So anyway, started off with the intro with Orville Peck. It was perfect. He kind of makes me feel like I'm sitting next to a fire outside, like a bonfire, or not bonfire, like a campfire outside of, like, in the woods or in the Wild West kind of direction, and just listening to him talk over it and telling his story. And I loved it. I think it's great. I wish that he did have more play in the album. He didn't, but I love that he was a snippet of it. I think he would be a great narrator. I wonder if chapter 2 is him in the intro again, doing a narration of what this side's gonna be about, or what this side's gonna pull in. I think it's kind of cool. Let me go over some of my highlights. So, So Long featuring Cam. I love that song. It was a second, I want to say there was a second single to the album. I really love the violin. That was very interesting. That's something I never seen Diplo do, so that was kind of cool. I love Cam's voice. I think she has a great voice. I love this one quote. She's like, I know you're fine doing life on your own, but that doesn't mean you should do it alone. And I think that she's pretty much saying this person is very fine being alone, but obviously his heart does want more, but he's blocking himself for getting to that point. So she sees it, and she pretty much wants to acknowledge it and tell him, like, this is what it seems like you're going through, and if that is so, you do not have to do this alone, kind of thing. and it's to give your heart what it wants, kind of thing. Another song that I want to highlight is I love "Lonely" featuring Jonas Brothers. I love that Ryan Tedder had a hand in the production and in the lyrics. You can definitely hear it in that one, including in the next song with "Dance With Me" featuring Thomas Rhett. I can definitely hear him in that too. But "Lonely," I really love it. I think it was very lower key. There's no high notes. There's no intensity in anything. There's no intensity in a lot of it, other than more emotional lyrics has the intensity where it goes to. But I like that. I love how simple this album is. Just straight to the point. Sometimes I feel like the song is a little short, but I feel like that's it. But it's short while getting to every point that it needs to do in that song. And I feel like that's a very great, easily explains away any shortness of a song. I feel like if you give us exactly what the point that you're trying to say, that's all you need. That's all you need. No, who cares if it's like 2 minutes? You gave me exactly what I needed, and that's all I needed. So you don't really waste time on a lot of songs. Like "Dance With Me" does that. "Lonely" Lonely does that. "Heartless" does that. So Long does that. You're just going and going and going. Another highlight I like is "Do Si Do" featuring Blanco Brown. So I really like that song. I think it's very fun. It's silly. I love the harmonica break after the chorus, which is very great. I love it. I love it. I love that he's touching on all these different parts of music. Once again, I do not know enough about country to tell you exactly where the background is, but I feel I have heard harmonica breaks inside songs like this before, and it's really, really nice. So yeah, and let's see, what else do I like? I love Noah Cyrus's on mine. On mine? Did I say on mine? I think, oh yeah, on mine, like on my skin. So pretty much I love that. I think she sounds great. I think she's definitely starting to piece her way away from Miley Cyrus, because she doesn't have the twang as hard as Miley does, which is, I think it's great, because then we can actually see her as her and not think, oh, two twangy people, like two sisters with the same twang accent kind of thing. Another one I like is Real Life Stuff featuring Julia Michaels and Clever. Julia Michaels is all over the place. She must be making bank for days, just days, because she just writes songs for everybody, and then they're not just songs; they're like meaningful songs, you know. This one's really nice. She's pretty much talking about how she wants to settle down and feel real love, and not have these kind of temporary loves that she's been going on. A nice little nod to continue the narrative with So Long. And I feel like one of the things she says, what I really like, is a mini episode of love, and then I get back in my car. Pretty much saying she has hookups, she goes back in the car, she goes home. There's no connection, there's no further interest. But she wants to have that. I love Hometown featuring Zach Brown and Deli. Oh my god, I cannot talk today. Danielle Bradbury. I love that song. I think it's just so beautiful, so nostalgic. Sasha Sloan helped out with this, which was really great. And I just love that they're saying, like, let me show you where I'm from so you can relate and understand where I came from, who I am. That place, that hometown made me who I am today. I completely agree with that. I think that does a lot of people. You can kind of just, once you know where they're from, you're like, I see, you know? And then finally, one of the favorite songs I like is "Heartbreak" featuring Burgess. So this was also assisted by Maximilian Jagger, who I've seen him, Jaeger, who I've seen. He's been part of Big Sean a lot. Him and Big Sean do a lot of things, and he does some stuff for Drake. He wrote and produced a song, helped write and produce a song, I should say. And it's a very beautiful song. It's pretty much saying how heartbreak makes the world go around, and how he's seeing it more of an optimistic way of like, well, it's necessary for heartbreaks to happen because it makes the world go around, and if it wasn't so, everybody would be happy, but would you really be happy? You know, it's a whole thing of saying, like, if everybody's special, if if every single person is special, is anybody special then, kind of thing? And I think that's what he's saying. And I think it's a very optimistic way of seeing it. It's obviously his way of trying to excuse the heartbreak, to redirect it in a different way, so it doesn't fall too deep into it. One of the things he says is whiskey would be collecting dust. Bartenders will be out of luck if couples like us stay together. And I think that exactly what it says. Like, there's bars that people go to when they're heartbroken. They go out with friends and drink up everything. And then one of the things he says too, what I really love, is, so if this is a goodbye, see you later. We're doing them a favor because heartbreak makes the world go round. And I was just like, so he's pretty much saying, like, I'm keeping the process of the world spinning by allowing this heartbreak to happen. But yeah, and then it goes into two remixes with Heartless, with an additional thing with Julia Michaels, which I don't really understand why that's there. I thought that she was going to bring in a different perspective, but she kind of just harmonizes with him and then have her own song. She sings the first verse herself, which I think is great, but I didn't really understand why it was needed unless she was coming in with a different narrative. Old Town Road with Little Nas X, Billy Ray Cyrus, a second Cyrus inside this album, remix, and it's Diplo remix, and it's cute. I like it. Nothing really special, because I've heard this already. I heard this song already just as much as the remix of Heartless. So there's not really anything to say about that direction. But all in all, I really, really, really like this. If this is chapter 1, I'm so excited to see what else to go along with more of this ride. I really, really like it. This is a well put together album, and it says exactly what you're looking for, and it moves on. I give this a 9 out of 10. I cannot wait for more. I think it's worth it. I think just everything's put together so well, it's perfect. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. If you liked it, say so. If you didn't, say so. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification button so you can get more of my videos. And I'll see you all in the next video.